Hey there! Hey guys! Welcome back. Welcome to the new Strange Parts shop. This is only part of it, but this is the upstairs. I'm very excited. Hey Octagon Cake. Hey Obsidian. It's been a while. It's been a long while. Let's see if notifications still work in Discord. I don't know. We'll see. How's everybody doing? Has it been almost a year? Oh my God. It doesn't feel, well, it feels like a lifetime and like not a year. Yeah, I, like a good 6 months just kind of disappeared on me. So with the whole head thing, but I'm feeling a ton better. I wouldn't say I'm 100%, but I'm like 80 or 90 now. For a long time I was at like 50, which sucked. And I was like spending a whole bunch of time in bed and like couldn't think straight and had headaches pretty much nonstop. And now I've just got like occasional headaches and, you know, a few other things, but doing a lot better. I miss hanging out with you all. So this is the new Strange Parts shop. This is upstairs. This is gonna be the electronics and computers and whatnot area. It's a mess right now. As you can see, everything's still in boxes and whatnot. I've got the desks from the Pickery shop here, and I'm about to build some new, let me close my to-do list here. I'm about to build some new desks that go along the wall here. So we'll get this outfitted. I've got some big plans up here. I'm also in the process of building a custom railing to go over the stairs here because I really don't want to fall down the stairs and get another concussion. Hey everybody. Oh, we got a whole bunch of people in here. Hello, hello. Good to see you all. Ooh, we have a whole bunch of new folks. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Unicorn Salami. Hey, Carbob. Hey, Shielded Max. Yeah, welcome to everybody. This is awesome. So yeah, welcome. This is the new Strange Parts shop in Colorado. So I'm outside, I'm in the mountains outside of Denver. I'm about half an hour, 45 minutes from the edge of Denver, which is pretty perfect. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I've got a killer view. I'll show you. How do I flip this thing around? So this is the view out the window. That's the house down there. The house has an even better view, but that ain't too bad. I'll take it. Excuse me. So this is about double the size of the old shop in Pickery's, which I'm quite excited about, and it's split into two levels. So upstairs will be kind of the cleanest area, and then downstairs is split into two rooms. One will be kind of a machine shop and like cleaner, and then there'll be a dirty shop on the very outside that is for grinding and sawdust and welding and all sorts of that stuff. So, yeah. Hey, RoboLathe. Hello, hello. Oh, hydrate. I forgot about that. I don't have anything to hydrate with. I appreciate that, Octagon Cake, but it's gonna have to be a delayed one. I don't have everything set up yet. I don't have my little mini fridge of hydration goodies. So, yeah. Notice we've got emote only chat. Did you do that, Obsidian? I don't quite know what's going on. I just noticed that we've got emote only chat turned on. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, I don't think that was intentional. Unless there's something going on I don't know about. Oh, wow. Okay, there's a lot of things to keep up with. Okay, cool. No worries, Obsidian. What's the altitude for the SEM? Not a lot better. It is... What are we at here? I forget. I think it's like 6,300. Let me see. Altitude. Let's see. Oh, I guess not that bad. Well, that can't be right. Hang on. Oh, it's taller than I thought. It's 8,400 feet. So it's even taller than Pickery's. So that little SEM is not gonna work here either. So, yeah. Hey, Califore. Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing better too. Thank you for the well wishes. Yeah, I'm finally feeling better. It's been a long haul, but yeah. Hey, StereoSync. Yeah, I miss putting out YouTube videos as well. I don't know if you mean main channel videos or if you actually mean the Stranger Parts second channel, but I'm gonna be putting out more videos on both. I've got 2 videos ready to be edited. I have a very cool video of how, well, I wouldn't say it's how an MRI machine works, but playing with an fMRI machine when I went and got treatment for my head in Utah. And then I still have footage from building the BattleBot. So I don't know if you guys have been watching BattleBots, but Switchback, the team that I was on last season, all those episodes have, I think all of our fights have come out now, or at least all of our non-bounty hunters fights have come out. So we had 3 fights. We won 1 and lost 2, I think. We lost our first one, and I forget who it was with, and then we won our second one against Slammo? I don't know. I was so concussed when we were shooting that. I was so concussed. I could hardly think straight. And then we lost against Huge, but we put up a good fight, so that was fun. So if you, I know at least one of them is up on YouTube. I don't know the whole deal, but I think the Huge fight was, so stuff that wasn't televised goes up on YouTube, and I think the televised stuff might take longer. I don't know how it works, but Solo X dead? No, this is Colorado. I'm in the mountains outside of Denver, so yeah. Let's see, I'm having a hard time keeping up with chat here. Let's see. I also don't have my normal streaming setup. I'm just off my phone right now, so yeah. So I'm a little bit closer to civilization here. I'm probably the same distance that I was in New Mexico to major city stuff. I'm a little closer, maybe I'm 45 minutes from the edge of Denver. But there's some local communities that have an awesome hardware store and grocery stores and things up in the mountains. So it's a game changer. I can go. Yesterday I did 3 trips to the hardware store, which was unheard of before. So that's awesome. Am I planning on returning to China? Yes, but I can't right now. I can't get a visa. Nobody can get a visa right now unless you get an official invitation from the government. They're still under their zero COVID policy, which is they are trying to have as few cases as humanly possible. And so Shenzhen, they're really struggling. Hong Kong is really struggling with Omicron right now. They've had a huge explosion there, and Shenzhen, being just across the border from Hong Kong, just went into lockdown and is probably going to be locked down for a few weeks. I just saw on Twitter today that someone couldn't get chips because the markets had closed. So that sucks. And realistically, probably looking at somewhere between 2023 and 2025 before I can go back, which sucks. I miss China a lot, and I miss my friends there. I miss markets there. I miss going to factories, and there's not a lot I can do about it right now. So I'm hoping to travel other places. I want to start doing factory tours, hopefully this year, but it won't be in China, obviously. Probably in the US, and then probably expanding out to other countries, you know, when that makes sense. So, yeah. Wow, thank you guys for the hype train. That's awesome. Oh, hey, SREG. Hello from Ukraine. You're watching in from Ukraine. I have been following the Ukraine situation closely, and I wish you all the best. I hope you're staying safe out there. It's a really terrible situation, and yeah, I can't do much more than wish you the best from here. So, which railing design got selected in the end? I'll tell you what. In a little bit, we'll go downstairs and I'll show you. Getting shelled as well, that really sucks, SRG. I hope you're able to stay safe and have a safe place to hole up. WBW, yeah, my health is back on track. I'm not 100% yet, but I'm at like 80 or 90, and I'm back working, I'm back shooting. I've been working for like the past month, 6 weeks on getting this place all set up. This was unfinished drywall. The drywall was hung, but there was no mud or tape or paint or anything, and it's been a bit of a long haul. I ended up hiring my neighbor to help me. He's a general contractor, and I started out on my own with my folks helping me, and it was just too big a project. So, yeah. See. Looking forward to seeing some cool tech stuff. Me too. There's more infrastructure I have to do on the shop. I have to build a railing. I want to build some cool shelves up here just below the windows. I need to build some desks. I need some workbenches downstairs. I have some equipment I need to acquire. So there's, I don't know, realistically probably another few weeks or a month of kind of infrastructure work before I can start doing tech stuff comfortably. But I'm super eager to get started. So. Yeah. Yeah, I love the windows in here. So there's high windows here, and then a window there, a window over here, and then in front of me, let's spin this around, there is a thin window here that looks out onto the neighbor's house. So, but there's a cool view of Rosalie in the back. That peak visible through the trees is a 13,000 some odd, I think it's 13.5 peak, and I want to go climb that. So my dad said that he wants to go climb it in the winter before the snow's gone. I need to go to California to get all my winter climbing gear, but I'm up for that. Where do you send cookies to? Hey, Coffee Cart. I have a P.O. box. Let's see if I can. Okay, so I think I can remember what it is. So here's the P.O. box. I need to update we have an address somewhere in this thing. Where is it? Okay, well anyway, this is the P.O. box. Is Strange Parts. It's P.O. Box 393. Pine, Colorado 80470. Thanks for the gifts, Tamer, for the gift subs. If you got a gift sub from Tamer17, please thank them. That's awesome. I appreciate it. Professor Lab, graduating from nuclear engineering in a month. Your videos are always a blast to watch during first year. Thanks. I'm glad you enjoyed them. I'm looking forward to putting out more. Let's see, I'll move this more in line with my chat here. Build a zip line from the shop down the mountain. I'd love that. There's quite a deep like valley here, right in front of the house, so that'd be pretty fun. Yeah. Ultra Whip says, nice, got a lot of space for activities. And you're also setting up your shop again. That's awesome. Yeah, I have about double the space that I had in the previous shop. The building's about 25 feet by 25 feet. and 2 floors. So the space behind me, this little like underhang thing, isn't totally usable, but I'll be able to use it for storage and stuff. So the internet connection is not stellar, but workable. So it is a fixed wireless. I can actually probably see it out the window. I can show you guys. So it's a fixed wireless, like point-to-point wireless. It's that white dish on the edge of the house, and it shoots across the valley to some tower I can't see. So I'm getting about, well, my subscription anyway, my plan is like 50 down, 25 up. But sometimes I get a little more than that. Sometimes I get a little less. It is a little bit weather dependent. So it's a long story. They had an older dish there, like their previous Rev technology, mounted there, pointed at a dish like much further to the left, or to a tower much further to the left. And I was really pushing them on like, what's the maximum bandwidth we can get in here? Like, I'm willing to pay more, put me on a business plan, like the whole deal. And so they had their technician come out. He's been out a couple times. He finally came out and like brought out their current gen technology. And and we were like fiddling around. He couldn't reach the tower that I was on, but then he was like, well, the neighbor's getting good signal. I don't know why you're not. And then he realized that the neighbor was on a different tower. So we started pointing at that tower, and he was just hand holding the dish. And I was like, this looks great. And I went inside to go get my router, which for some reason is broken. That's going to be a separate problem to fix. I wonder if there's a broken trace or broken solder joint on the main port. But anyway, he came inside and we fiddled with routers for a bit. And he's like, well, you're getting about the same speed you were before. And I was like, damn. And he left. And I realized, I walked back out on the deck to look at the dish, and I realized it was pointed straight through a pine tree, which you're not supposed to have anything obstructing line of sight. So I don't know what he was thinking. I called them, and they were like, well, we'll speak with the technician, and then I haven't heard anything since, and I haven't bugged them about it. Like anyway, I think I can get better bandwidth than I have by moving the dish to somewhere that's not behind the one tree that obscures like line of sight in that direction. Either off the shop here, which is much higher, or like a different part of the house or something like that. So anyway, that's a future problem to be solved. 50 down, 25 up is plenty for now. It might become an issue as we start pushing a lot more content out to editors and stuff. Next shop, North Dakota. It's funny you mentioned that. I have looked at some interesting, I don't want to totally give this away because it's something I might still do and I don't need the competition. I've looked at some interesting locations, some interesting buildings. And one of them, I think, is North Dakota up near the Canada border. So that is, you joke about that, but that is actually a possibility, Cryogi. Sophie says, surely we buy Scotty a chainsaw and climbing harness and send it to the PO box. I don't know in this house, so I don't think the landlord would appreciate that. But I also like that tree. There is a bird that comes and sits on the very top of that tree every morning at sunrise, which is pretty awesome. And because I have such a spectacular view, I've turned into a morning person, which is very strange. But I've been getting up with the sun, so that's pretty awesome. And a helmet. So I think we're actually gonna do, this is a bit of a spoiler, but I think we're gonna do like a limited edition Strange Parts hard hat. So quick poll. How do I do a poll? I forget. Surely there is a way to do a poll. Would you buy a Strange Parts hard hat? Like a cool hard hat. How the hell do I do a poll? I don't know. Oh, it's one of these things over here. It's been too long since I've done this. Poll. Here we go. Create poll. Would you buy a strange parts hard hat? And I forget what we decided. It'd be like, in terms of price, I think we decided like it probably would be like 60 to 80 bucks. Let's say 80 bucks. Yes. Okay. I just want to see. Okay. Sophie says that's some sweet margins. Yeah, it's a little expensive to like, we'd have like a logo custom printed on them and we'd get nice ones. So we're not talking like plastic, we're talking like carbon fiber and like nice ones, cool ones. So yeah, I'm just curious if that's something people would go for or not. Yeah, ship to anywhere, like other than like North Korea or like really hard to ship places. But yeah, but it would be like sexy. The ones we're looking at are like dark gray carbon fiber, like, I don't know if they're carbon fiber or fiberglass. I think they're carbon fiber. Oh no, they were calling them graphite. I think they're carbon fiber. They look like a nice carbon fiber thing. You'd want to see it tested first before you buy one. No shipping to Mars. Let's see. Cool, like 20 people said yes. I don't know if the poll's still running, I can't see, but that's awesome. Okay, cool, that's worth doing then. Yeah, we were talking about it. We probably only do 100. We might make them signed, I don't know. I think they'd be cool, like, obviously they'd be cool if you actually wear a hard hat on a regular basis, but they'd be a cool thing to put on a shelf too, so. And I need some better head protection for going around warehouses and stuff. So it'd be something that like I'd wear in videos probably. Yeah, I can't. It's interesting, after you get a concussion, you're much more susceptible to like small head bonks. Like if I just hit my head not very hard, I get concussion symptoms again almost right away. Fortunately, they seem to be going away faster after my treatment in Utah. But like I spun out in my truck on a snowy road a few weeks ago, and I was like really feeling concussed for like a couple days. I hit my head on the roof. I just kind of went over a bump and hit the ceiling, and so yeah. Erasmus, yes, they would have safety certifications, so they'd be proper hard hats. Like I haven't looked into that, but they're not novelties. They're real hard hats. So yes, they should have the proper certifications. Hell of a weird merch shelf you'd have with a strange parts hard hat. Yeah. Yeah. The idea is that you can, yeah, like those safety helmets you wear on construction sites. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like with the brim that comes out. So, hey, Apocalypsis. Yes, it is a strange parts stream. Well, should we go downstairs? I wanted to kind of get things going and take some questions, but let's go check out downstairs. I'm gonna leave the computer here. Computer there. Oh, that's not where it's gonna live forever, I don't think, but it's a good temporary spot. It's got a nice view. So upstairs here, here's the stairs. Maybe I'll spin this around so you're not looking at me. Whoa, don't fall down the stairs. So this is upstairs here. Go a little bit slower. Going downstairs. And the workshop's looking nice and minimalistic. It won't be minimalistic for long. It's just not fully moved in yet. So this downstairs, this is gonna be like the machine shop, assembly area. It'll be like the cleaner of the two dirty shops. I wanna get a mill and a lathe in here, maybe a laser cutter, things like that. it's gonna be awesome, but it's an absolute disaster right now. There's piles of tools everywhere. I'm driving myself nuts because I can't find anything. Let's see, there's a closet in here. This was like half outfitted to be a bathroom. I think they were converting this to be like a little apartment. But, oh, there's my knife. I've been looking for that. Oh, I knew I dropped it the other day, but I couldn't find it. So anyway, this is like all storage right now, but it'll continue to be storage, but better organized storage. And then through here, so there's a doorway here. This is the dirty shop. So this is welding and woodworking and things like that. Got my welder set up here. Been doing some welding on the railing for upstairs. And then there's a nice view out this way, that way, and then garage door here, and then man door there, that open out side to the driveway, which makes it super easy to load things into the garage. Should be really easy to, ooh, I'm showing my license plates. Should be really easy to load materials and equipment and stuff in, so. Yeah. Erasmus, I'm in Colorado, outside of Denver. So like, half hour, 45 minutes up the mountain, outside of Denver. Like from the edge of Denver, anyway. It's maybe 45 minutes to an hour to downtown. So, something like that. So yeah. What kind of temperatures do we get here? Really variable. So Colorado weather is notorious for just being really, really varied. It gets cold here. It gets below 0 Fahrenheit. It's gotten down to like, I don't know, -10 since I've been here, but not every night. So yesterday, I think the high was like 55 or 60, and it's gonna snow today. So, so like just for your Europeans, I don't know what the equivalent Celsius is. Maybe someone can do the conversion. But to give you a sense, I was sitting on the deck in a t-shirt yesterday, enjoying the sun as the sun was going down. So, so it was super warm yesterday, and it will be cold, cold, cold tonight. It's going to start snowing, I don't know, 5 or 6. So there's a winter storm watch, and they said it sounds like travel's going to be really rough tomorrow. So I got to go to the grocery store tonight before it starts snowing because I'm going to be snowed in. Hey, Chippy Flip, how's it going? Ristapal, yeah, I've got my shovels out. I'm very lucky. One of the neighbors has a plow, and I guess I still haven't figured it out. Something like they take turns plowing the road, but also he's been coming down and plowing my driveway, which is awesome. So my driveway gets super snowy and icy, so that's really rad. So yeah. 0 Fahrenheit is not -42 Celsius. That can't be right. Because -40 and -40 are the same Celsius and Fahrenheit. So there's no way that's true. Yeah. Well, sweet. I was in the process of welding when I got on the live stream, and I figured we'd do some more welding because that's what's happening today. So hopefully you're all down for that. I'm working on the railing for upstairs, which someone asked what the design was, what design won, and it's this one with the bars all the same width and no circle around the logo. So if you saw the poll on Twitter, that's the design that won and that I liked the best. So I actually like the one that had the bars like spread out in more of a perspective deal, but it turns out there's a code issue. So in the US, a railing like that, like over a staircase, at least for residential, needs to pass the 4-inch ball test. There can't be any opening on it that a 4-inch ball can fit through. So And that's, I think, so that infants don't get their heads stuck in there, or kids don't get their heads stuck in the railing. So the idea is that no kid's head is smaller than 4 inches. So, yeah, the one that had like them spaced out more did not pass that test. And the reality is, I think there are a lot of things in this building that don't conform to code, but I figured at least the things that I'm building probably should. So, so rural living at its finest. I don't know if my landlord wants me to say that, but I think there's plenty of buildings up here that probably don't conform to code. So, hey Radu, good to see you. Erasmus, the 4-inch ball test, I'll have to use that test for more things in my life. I need to get a 4-inch ball so that I can like say that in the video. I am shooting video of this process. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a video talking about the new shop and showing me setting up the new shop, and the welding of the railing will just be one small segment of that. But then I'm starting to film like a longer video about building the railing that maybe will be on the second channel. Right, that's my current thinking. So it's a little bit hard to film 2 videos about the same thing at the same time, but we'll see. So, Serious, thanks. Yeah, I dig this new shop too. It feels really good. I think it's about the right amount of space. The stairs are freaking me out because I have to keep going up and down the stairs to get stuff. But I think as I like settle in and figure out where things belong and maybe get a couple duplicate things, things that I use all the time, like tape measures I probably need 2 of, etc. Kind of the Adam Savage approach of like, it's okay to get duplicate things so that they're always right there where you need them for the things that you use a lot. So I think that'll get better. And then I love the house and I love the view, and like the location is great. So I'm just really psyched. Do I get bush forest fires in this area? Yes. Yes, we do. There are a lot of trees near the property. Yes, there's been a fair amount cleared away from the house. There probably could be more. However, they had a big fire near here anyway that will help provide some protection. So, it's something to be careful about. But, yeah, there's only so much you can do. It's not my house. I didn't buy it. I'm renting here. And, you get insurance and hope for the best. So, time to mail a hammer collection for each room. Yeah, Obsidian, you clearly have been watching Adam on Tested. If you guys don't know Tested and Adam Savage, you should totally go check him out. He's definitely one of my inspirations for starting Strange Parts, and he's just, kind of the the spirit animal for makers everywhere. I really enjoy watching his content. So watching him make stuff in his cave, his workshop, and just talking about the process of making and stuff, really, really inspirational. So yeah, always gets me fired up. Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Obsidian. You loved his Operation F drawers. I don't know specifically about that project, Hippo, but he's so prolific. Evil T-Self, thanks for subscribing. And if you subscribed during the stream and I didn't notice you, I'm sorry. It's a little bit hard for me to see chat on this screen, and I don't have audio notifications and stuff, so I apologize. I am very thankful. Thank you all. Make a 4-inch aluminum ball. I would if I had the equipment. I don't have a mill or a lathe yet, so. Like out of aluminum foil. Yeah, I totally could do that. Adam made a really nice ball out of aluminum foil. So there we go. I just got the notification from on Discord that we're doing a live stream like half an hour in. So that's super timely. Questionable content supply. Yeah, I mean, definitely worth thinking about escape routes and whatnot with fires. I think they don't tend to be quite as quick moving here as they are in Australia. I think that's where you said you were from. So yeah. So I think we'll have enough warning to get out. There is only one escape route here though. So yeah. at least via vehicle. On foot, I could go down the valley, but yeah. Yeah, thanks, Evil T-Cell. I am feeling better. I'm not 100%, but I'm getting there. So I'm pretty psyched. Mbowmy, thanks for subscribing with Prime. I really appreciate it. Hey, Krillin. Good to see all sorts of people in here. Okay, I want to do some welding. So where I'm at, I'm just welding the outside of the railing right now. So this is what I've got right now. So the outside of the railing is going to be 2-inch steel tube, and I'm about to weld on the other side here. So this goofy thing in the middle is because I wasn't sure. I really wanted to make sure the whole thing was planar, and I don't have a big enough welding table. So I welded this on. I scooted it over. I had it over here, and I welded this on at the other edge of the table, and just tacked it on, and it's providing kind of a reference. Turns out things are more or less planar with that sawhorse in the back, so it might be overkill, but that's kind of where I'm at. So I just need to fit this up and make sure it's square. So I gotta put more clamps on here too. Clamping things down, it turns out, is really important for welding. Let me raise this up a little. Because stuff moves when you weld. So with the thermal expansion and contraction, your welding joints expand and contract as they heat up and cool down. And so stuff will move around on you and get in and out of square. And so it is important to clamp them down so they can't move while they're cooling down, and that helps you keep everything square. That's the theory anyway. Okay. Flush. That'll work. Okay. Let's recheck this. I know this probably isn't the electronics content you thought you might be seeing today, but this is where I'm at. I guess I probably could have made a railing that was simpler, but what's the fun in that? I actually really enjoy welding, so it's a treat to be able to do something cool that is at least somewhat strange parts related. If you want to see more of my welding content, go check out my land yacht video. It's my least watched video, and it's one of my favorites. I really enjoyed that project, but I don't know, it just doesn't get views. It turns out, if you put wheels on a sailboat, it'll go really, really fast on flat land, like 45 miles an hour. It's really rad. Okay, so this is looking square. I think we're good. Ooh, I wish I knew where my scribe was. I've got a nice scribe pocket here, but the scribe is in a box I have not opened yet. I don't know which one. This welding jacket's always cold when I put it on. Okay. Turn on the welder here. Okay. What are we doing here? Oh, let's see. Obsidian pasted. I don't know. The stream ended. What happened? I wonder if... Are you all still there? Yeah, I don't know what happened. I didn't hit anything. I wonder if the welder is screwing with the phone. I had some weird things yesterday where, like, the phone... Oh! The table is... I wonder if it's... The welding table is grounded to the welder, and the phone is sitting on a metal stand on the table. Let me... Let me switch to a carbon fiber tripod. Hang on. I don't know if that's actually it, but it's semi-plausible. All right, hang on. Let me put the camera in the other room. This is good, better for the camera anyway. I have managed to drop this camera like 2 or 3 times in the past 2 days, so it's it's pretty beat up. I've already like smashed off the part of the lens hood on this lens, and the lens hood is like integral to this lens that protects that big chunk of glass sitting on the front. So it's been a rough week for cameras. I keep having them pop off tripods. Okay, hang on. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna put you guys over here. How's that? You've seen another streamer have their stream cut out every time they ran their welder because it messed with Wi-Fi. That might plausibly be what's going on. Let's try again and see what happens. If it cuts out again, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm down to 10% on this phone anyway, so this might be a short-lived stream. I just wanted to kind of say hi and get back in the hang of doing live streams. So we'll do another one soon. Fubi, my job is to design and build welding devices and fixtures. Awesome. All right, so let's try laying a bead here. Just check nothing has moved on me. Putting those tack welds does not seem like it has. All right, let's lay a bead and see if the stream drops again. There we go. Well, we still have a stream, so that's cool. Not terrible. Not perfect. I might put a little bit more on that because I'm going to grind it flat. But not bad. I'm a passable welder, not a certified or expert one. But that is my weld. So not bad. This is a little bit low here. Since I'm gonna grind this flat, I'm probably gonna put another pass on that. So. Ugh. Let's see, let's put this back here. But I'm glad the stream didn't drop again, that's nice. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a like Instagram weld, but it's fine. I was having a little problems with blowing holes in the edge of this tubing, which is why it's not very nice at the end of the weld. But okay, I've been avoiding putting a weld on the inside edge just so I don't have to grind that out here, but I am going to put one on the top and grind that flat. So just wait for this to cool a little. Still a little hot. You don't want to get too much heat into your metal, because it kind of absorbs out, and then that makes putting your next weld in harder. So wait a minute to cool. Normally I would go on to another weld and let this part cool, but since I'm right at the beginning here, I don't have anything else to move on to. So I'm just gonna give it a minute. Yeah. Hair in my mouth. This is MIG welding. It's the easiest type of welding, I think, anyway. It's been compared to be the glue gun of the welding world. It's pretty easy. It's got a wire there that comes out. The electricity goes out the wire. The table is grounded. I've got a grounding clamp on the edge of the table, and then a shielding gas comes out around the edge out of that big hole, to make sure there's no oxygen in the weld, which causes all sorts of contamination issues. And the welding wire becomes your filler. So, yeah, it's pretty easy. You just squeeze the trigger and move it around in little circles, and you got a weld. It's a little harder than that, but yeah. But it is the hot metal glue gun. You see a little white spot. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna go do the side weld here. Let's move you guys over a little. Run down. Maybe you can see. I don't know. This clamp's kind of in the way. Okay. That wasn't super pretty, but it'll work. We need a little bit more at the top. Yes, I probably should be cleaning up these welds before I weld again on top of them, but I'm lazy and I don't have a wire brush handy, so, you know, it'll be okay. They're structural, but not that structural. This thing is way overbuilt. It's going to be heavier than I'd like, but I couldn't get any tubing smaller than 16 gauge or thinner than 16 gauge. So I don't know if it exists, but it would have been nice for the inner like decorative stuff, but it's going to be heavy. It's going to be a couple 100 pounds. So that'll be fun to get up the stairs. All right. Oh, I got to put a little bit of filler on this last little part here where it started to sink in, and then we'll grind it flat. All right. I really enjoy welding. I don't know what it is about it. It's something before I learned, I really wanted to learn, and then I've just enjoyed it a lot since. It's a good second career if this whole YouTube and engineering thing doesn't work out. Go be a pipeline fitter or something, pipeline welder. I'm nowhere near good enough to do that, but hey, yeah, it's good to have you back, Grilling. It's good to be hanging out. Sorry, I can barely see the screen from here. What's the first electronics project going to be on the new show? I don't know yet. You're welcome to petition what you'd like to see, but I don't know. I do want to do some more iPhone stuff. I've got some big plans there, but I haven't totally decided yet. Underwater oil pipelines, totally. I don't know if I'd ever want to be an underwater welder. Those guys have a rough life. They get paid well, but I don't know. I think maybe when I was younger, I would have been interested in it. It's a pretty dangerous type of diving, commercial diving like that. So I've dove a lot recreationally, but I'm not sure I'd want to do it like that. Let's see. I do really need to get the wire brush out. I don't know if I have a hand wire brush anywhere. I certainly don't have one unpacked, but I think I've ut a wire wheel for the angle grinder, so let's pop that out. Let's see. Problem is, so I have, pro tip, I have 2 angle grinders so that I can have different wheels on them at the same time. However, I already have what I want on these 2. I have a cutting wheel on this and a flap disc, like a grinding wheel on this. And so I don't know which I'm going to cannibalize for the wire wheel. I guess the cutting disc for now. But at Harbor Freight, these are $15 a piece, so totally worth getting 2. And in fact, I might be in the market for a 3rd now. Because, yeah. I've also done that with drills. Got multiple drills, so you can have a drill bit in one and a screw bit in the other. And makes projects go a lot faster. I think I learned that from Adam Savage as well. At least the drill part. I don't know about the angle grinders, but I think I transferred that idea. Oh, right. You gotta take the guards off. That sucks. Forgot about that. Come on. Hang on. This guard, for some reason, is not very easy to take off. I don't know what I did here, but yeah, I don't know, the wire wheels don't fit inside the guard. I don't know why that is. Seems like it would be good to still have the guard on, but I think I'm gonna flip this around so that I can actually get to the thumb screw. We're afraid of cheap angle grinders. Too much possibilities to go wrong. I guess I don't really know what could go wrong there. I haven't had any problems, but that could be just naivety. You're welcome to enlighten me. Aren't there any passively cooled welders? I don't know. I definitely will say that this wire wheel without a guard definitely gives me pause. Like, this thing is so nasty. Definitely something I'm gonna wear gloves for. It isn't great either. You don't want to get your gloves wrapped up in that, but it feels like a better outcome than getting your hands chewed up by it. All right. So, definitely want to wear eye protection with these wire wheels. I mean, you do it anytime you want to grind, but these wires will fly off at you. So, put the helmet down. get it back to shiny. We're getting all the impurities out of it and whatnot. Let's see how close I am to running out of battery. 6% left. Another few minutes. Sorry I didn't charge my phone. This was kind of a last minute thing. I was like, I had such a good day yesterday starting on this project, and I started filming again, and I'm feeling like the shop's starting to get functional, other than it's like a freaking disaster. And I wanted to share that, so yeah. Mr. Yan says, I wish I had a welding table like this. I built this one. But yeah, I'm not super cheap to build either. I don't know, probably a few $100 at least in steel. But yeah, you can totally build it. You don't need a welding table to build a welding table. You can, I think I welded up the frame on a flat concrete floor, something like that. So yeah, it worked out. You get a piece of plate and drill holes in it and whatnot. I still have to finish drilling holes in it. I'm supposed to have a 4-inch grid of threaded holes. This table is off a plan from the Metalist, I think is the name of the channel. It's like, the video is called like The Ultimate Welding Table. It's supposed to have like sliding sections that come out so that you can ascend the size. I haven't built those yet, but I'm really happy with the overall design. I guess he's selling plans now. I built this before he had plans available, and I just like sketched up in SketchUp. So, but I've been really happy with it. All right, let's put some more weld down here. Okay. All right, so it doesn't matter too much what these welds look like as long as they've got good penetration, because I'm gonna grind them flat anyway. So I'm just building this up a little bit so that when I grind it flat, it's actually flat and doesn't have a dip in it. So. You're also gonna build a welding table based upon the Fireball 10-inch square setup. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I love Fireball. If you want to see more like awesome machining and welding, go check out the Fireball Tools, I think is the name of the channel. Maybe somebody can link to it. It's really, really stellar content. Yeah, I love watching that as well. Oh yeah, the Metalist. Yeah, Obsidian linked to it. Awesome, thank you, Obsidian. All right, let's grind this thing. So the welding helmet is an auto darkening helmet. It's actually got a solar panel on the front of it on the top part. The blue part is the part that I'm looking through. The top part, oh, you can see it going on and off. What is that? Do you see it sort of blinking on and off? I don't know why it's doing that, but anyway, you can see through the bottom part. The top part is a solar panel, and it's looking for lots of bright light. And that triggers the bottom part to auto darken. And I think it's like an LCD setup. I don't actually know, but you can set. There's a knob on the side here, and you can set it to different darknesses. But also there's a grind setting, and that's because when you're grinding and you want full face protection, pull your hood down, but you don't want the sparks, the brightness of the sparks from grinding, to trigger the auto darkening because they're not bright enough to actually see what you're doing. So you switch it to grind when you're grinding, and then switch it back to, I put it on 11 for MIG welding when you're done. There we go. Oh, we gotta plug this one in. Okay. So, I don't have my my full setup yet. I need to install my power reel on the ceiling, which has multiple outlets. I haven't set up yet. Alright. Oh, you said that somebody said Jezzy Roll? I can't quite see. Those auto helmets scare me. Like, what if it doesn't work? If it doesn't work, you get flashed, so you get bright light in your eyes, but like, you notice right away and close your eyes and you pull the helmet off and figure out why it's not working. I've gotten flashed a few times. Specifically, I usually get flashed when I forget to take it off grind, so it's not that big a deal. it doesn't, you know, getting flashed for, a fraction of a second, not gonna kill you. So, yeah. All right, here we go. It just occurred to me, this probably sounds like crap on the stream. I apologize. Normally we would like mute and have music and stuff, but I don't have my normal streaming setup. So if you're cringing at the grinding sound, know that not all Strange Parts streams are this way. Just while I'm still getting my my full streaming setup. So bear with me. I guess really the side. Let's see if I can get, I don't know if I can all the way get into this weld here with the table in the way. I gotta unclamp this thing and move it a little so I'm not grinding the edge of the table off. And the mod changed the category to ASMR. This is not my style of ASMR. I'm not particularly into ASMR. It doesn't do a lot for me, but this sounds like torture. Is this therapeutic grinding? Yes. Yes, this is solving the lack of building in my life. I haven't been making stuff in a while. So I actually in the past few months maybe, I've gotten into drawing as a release for my creative energy, because I was living in a hotel room for a while and didn't have any space to make things. I didn't have any tools. And I've always wanted to be a better drawer, for lack of the correct word. I've always wanted to be better at sketching ideas and designs and things like that, so I've taken the time to work on that. I wouldn't say I'm particularly good now, but I feel a little bit more confident. I also got an iPad and an Apple Pencil, and that's been fun to sketch with as well. It's different than sketching on paper, but it has its place for sure. Okay. Let's finish grinding this weld here. I've got a little bit at the bottom to go. I'm not going to go too hard on this. Probably come back and do some cleanup later on in the build, but just going to take the the big parts off right now. And then I gotta flip this whole thing over and do welds on the underside at some point here. But I figured I'll probably get it more together than I have it now before I do that. Yeah. Oh, let's check in on you guys here. Hey, Fake Believe. Yeah, it's good to be back. All right, so we have 5% of battery left. And I think I'm gonna put on the bottom rail here. Okay, so what do I need to do that? I think I can just pull this whole thing. Here's a trick question for you. What does hot metal look like? And the answer is, it looks the same as cold metal. So make sure you touch things that you've been welding with your gloves and not your hands. Did I go to school for welding? No. I took the bare minimum safety course at Tech Shop when that was still a thing, and then I've just practiced on my own. So I am not a certified welder. My welds are probably not sufficient for serious structural things, but I can get things to stick together. And as the saying goes, a welder in paint, or a grinder in paint, make me the welder I ain't. So particularly for this project, since it needs to be ground anyway, as long as I get sufficient penetration into the weld, I'm good. And that looks good to me. I don't know if you guys can see it, but oh yeah, you haven't seen since I ground it. Yeah, let's take the glare off it. It's decent. So I'll take it. Yeah, my whole shop smells like hot metal right now. It's a really nice smell. I really like it. Okay, let's do the other rail. Put your guys over here. Okay. Get this out of the way. I found that stuff just tends to build up on tables. It just piles up all the time. Okay, let's see, let's move this down. Okay. Yes. We gotta find the piece that we're welding on the bottom. I think it's over here. Fits snugly in a good way. Okay. Use the squareness of the table at least a little bit here. It won't be perfect. We'll still check it with the framing square, but at least get me started. I'm feeling good about that. Okay. True. Put some clamps on here. I'm not going to crank them all the way down, but it's nice when you're trying to get something square to have at least some stuff kind of held in place so that not everything's moving around on you. And you can just come by and crank those handles one last time to lock it in. Chinese would say, chabuduo. Just good enough. It was developed during the Cultural Revolution as a way of the comparable would be during the Depression or wartime in the US, World War II, of being we can make do with what we have. It's good enough for me. But it's sort of evolved since the Cultural Revolution. It used to be this thing that was promoted by the government and was a sign of virtue. Was I can make do with what I have, right? But now is sort of
it's the thing Chinese like workmen will say when they're 80% done with something and have no intention of continuing any further. They're just like 80% done, declaring victory. Chabudua. And is like probably the biggest driver in problems in quality in China, in both like construction, but also like manufacturing, all sorts of stuff. It's this like cultural attitude that's served a purpose at one point and now has kind of, it is no longer serving the intended purpose, most of the time anyway. But I like it as a phrase. It's a fun phrase. I have a lot of stories about Chongguo. My favorite story about Chongguo is from my friend who used to work for Cirque du Soleil as their lead rigger for one of their touring shows. And she toured with a show in mainland China, and the short version is that, so she's responsible for the big top and like all of the flying apparatus, anything up in the air that's rigged. A big job and like very high liability, right? If she screws up her job, somebody dies, or somebody could die. She sent one of her riggers to go pick up bolts at some hardware supply store in Beijing, I think. And they called ahead in order and whatnot, and all you had to do was go pick them up. And he walks into the shop, and the guy says, what grade bolts did you need again? And he said, oh, you need, grade 8 or whatever. And the guy says, oh, no problem. And he picks up a stamp that says 8 and hammers it into the head of each of the bolts. And he was just horrified. Because the grade is like how strong the bolt is. And so he gets back and tells my friend, and she goes, oh my God. She said, okay, we're throwing out all of our bolt inventory, and we're ordering new bolts from McMaster in the US and going to have them shipped here, because we can't trust that these bolts are the right grade. So that's Chabudua in action. Which is like, Chabudua is like, what do you want? They just need to say the right number on them, right? Like, what number do you want them to say on them? Which is not the same thing as having the proper grade bolts. This needs to come out a little. So, anyway, just not to say that everything that Chinese people do is low quality. I don't want to imply that, because that's not true. But there is this cultural belief that is a real barrier sometimes to quality in China. If nothing else, I want to impart like where some of the quality problems come from. That's one of the areas. There are a bunch of them, but that's one of the sources. Is this sort of outdated cultural thing. All right, chop it off. I haven't been keeping up on chat. It explains so much. Yeah, it's one of the sources. Another source is another interesting one I know of is that when you're dealing with like chemicals, in China, chemicals are labeled by their purpose, not by their chemical content. So, for instance, I went to Tool Brothers in the markets and said, oh, I need, what did I ask for? I think I asked for like isopropyl alcohol. And he's like, I don't know what that is. He said, what is it for? And I said, well, it's for cleaning off circuit boards, cleaning the flux off circuit boards. And he said, oh, you mean board wash water? And I said, yeah, okay. And so he hands me a jug, and it doesn't say anywhere on it what it is. And I still don't know what it is. I eventually started calling it cancer juice, because as best I can tell, it's methanol, which is not particularly good for you. But I went in so far as to said, do you have an MSDS? Do you have like a safety sheet for this? And he contacted the manufacturer, and the manufacturer sent me something that was like formatted as an MSDS, said MSDS on it, and when you get down to chemical contents, it just says board wash water. So, you know, it leads to this issue where you have things that might be two different chemicals, but they're labeled the same because they're used for the same purpose. And so it's just, you know, it's a difference in culture, but it proves to be a major problem, particularly in manufacturing, because you'll get, you know, like I have friends who have stories of like multiple weeks and like thousands of dollars figuring out that the black plastic they were using last month is not the same thing as the black plastic they're using this month, because they like switched suppliers or something, and the plastic was labeled the same thing, but it's a totally different chemical compound, and now like all of the black plastic in their products is like leaking a black oily substance, you know. So again, you know, that one I would say is less of a cultural thing, and it's more of just like a language thing maybe, and that one is enigmatic. Like it's a real problem. A lot of the people that I know that do manufacturing in China, they spend a fair amount on like lab tests and stuff so that they can figure out what things are and make sure that, you know, the material they were using before is the same as the material they're using now, if it matters. Anyway, let's tack this up. I want to check one more time that we're square. Pretty square. Ooh, I'm on grind mode. Okay, so that just happened. Someone asked, like, what happens if the auto helmet doesn't switch? And, like, it didn't switch there. I noticed it right away. I stopped welding. I don't have any vision artifacts or anything. Like, I got flashed, but I stopped quickly enough that it's not a big deal. So this end is uncapped. I'm not going to cap it because this is going to be the bottom, and nobody's going to see it, and it helps at least on some of the welds. I don't want to make this thing totally airtight, so because I don't know, it turns into something of a bomb pressure vessel if you weld all of the openings on it, and then you weld on it more and heat it up. So we won't do that. Okay. Let's check for squareness one more time. Because we want this to be square. Ooh, it might have moved a little. Or I'm measuring better. I'll move it in a little. Which is good because I'm not quite meeting up at the other end, so. That's looking better. This is why I can't get jiggy with holistic traditional Chinese medicine. Yeah, similar. I think some of it probably is useful, and some of it, at least a fraction of it is probably downright toxic, and I don't know which is which, so I tend to stick to Western medicine. At least when it comes to like ingesting things. I'll do the cupping though, you know, those like suction cup like things. That's actually been super helpful. I've used it for neck injuries and back injuries. And like, I don't believe it's sucking toxins out of me, but it's great for like pulling the tissue away and breaking up scar tissue and stuff. Getting more blood flow into the area. Chippy Flip says, oh man, those kinds of supply chain debuggings are thorny. Yes, they are. Yeah, I've heard some real horror stories there. All right, let's throw a weld on here. Throw a bead on this. Whoop. Oh man, popped a breaker. I installed a new 20 amp circuit for this. Maybe I shouldn't say that on camera, but magically appeared a new 20 amp circuit, and this welder, like the instruction manual says, put it on a 20 amp breaker, and I popped the breaker twice so far. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if this breaker is funky or what. It was an existing breaker in the panel, so I don't know. Might go get a new breaker. Huh, there were 2 breakers flipped in here. What's up with that? Alright, let's try this again. It's not happening every time though, so I don't know what's going on. Chabudot. Good enough. Can't see chat from that far away. The things I build should be up to code. They are up to code. I specifically did this because the other circuit I had was 15 amps, but you know, maybe not done by someone who has the right piece of paper. All right. That is a better weld. I don't know if you can see that. It's better than my other one. You can hear the metal like ticking away over here as it cools. So I guess I'm gonna put one more weld here. I don't know, I don't really need it. I'm gonna weld the other side, so that's probably overkill. Again, this whole thing is a little bit of overkill. All right. I'm not welding the inside because I figure those will be hard to grind out, and I don't know. I think it'll look fine without it. Does the welding mask have a Twitch AR overlay? That would be awesome. Use long extension cords. I do have some like 12 gauge or 10 gauge extension cords that I was using the welder with, despite the manual saying not to. But I figured in here I should put in the proper circuit. So yeah. I also have a 15 amp 220 or 50 amp 220 circuit 2-phase that I have for if I get a bigger welder. So I had that put in while we were putting in the walls. Yeah, I want to get a TIG welder at some point. So yeah. Cool Max is asking, am I going back to China anytime soon? I will as soon as I'm able, but right now they're not issuing visas. So probably the current speculation I've heard is like 2023 at the earliest, 2025 probably at the latest, assuming that, I don't know, geopolitical things don't go totally haywire. But yeah, it's going to be a while, at least for mainland China. Yeah. So I'm dying to go back, but there's not a lot I can do right now. My visas, along with all of the other visas issued before like March 2020, have all been invalidated. So yeah, and like I don't know, from what I understand, Shenzhen's in total lockdown right now. So will I get a CNC mill? Yes, as soon as I can find one. I really want to get a Tormach in here, and they are hard to come by, either new or used right now. So if you know of a Tormach or you have one for sale, let me know. I actively want to buy one, and it's hard. So I need to reach directly out to Tormach and see if they can help me out. But I wanted to kind of get the shop sorted so that I was ready. So it's probably a good task for this week.
All right, let's see. I guess I can grind this thing flat because I'm not gonna put a weld on the bottom. That feels like overkill. Okay, let's switch this to grind. Pretty good. Again, grinder and paint make me the welder I ain't. Check that out. There's a lot of like snootiness in the welding community about making picture perfect welds. And I've decided that, the reality is if it's, yes, you can make really pretty welds, but the reality is if you're going to grind it anyway, it just matters if it's structural, and that is structural. So I'll take it. All right, I gotta spin this thing around to get to the other side. How are we doing on battery? I know we're getting down to 3%. All right. Let's see. Well, we can probably cut this thing off here. But maybe I'll do that at the end since I have the wire wheel. I don't want to switch up the angle grinders right now. All right. Again, stuff is just piling up in the middle of the table. So I'm gonna have to clear this off. So, ooh, that's warm. Didn't burn myself. The part that I touched was just warm, but it's not worth leaving your hand there to find out. Where did my T-handles go? This way. Okay. Drawing out of the way. I've learned that you should always print out 2 copies of your plans because the first copy always gets mutilated during the build process. Alright, let's see if we can spin this thing around. I might have to open the door. Let's open the garage door. You guys can get a view outside here. Yeah, the battery's doing well. I don't know. I haven't turned on the custom iPhone. It's sitting in storage in California. Yes, doxing myself on the front license plates again. Get enough of this on here, it'll stay square. I think that's good. Close the door because it's cold. I had the door open yesterday, it was wonderful, but it was like 30 degrees warmer than it is now.
because I don't have any clamps that go in the middle of the table yet. Put that on the shopping list here. Okay. I don't have to worry too much about squareness anymore because whatever it is, it is. I'm going to clamp this down and at least get them aligned properly, but there's not a lot I can do about it at this point. Hopefully it's square. All right, let's check it. Pretty dang close. Not 100%, but pretty dang close. I'll take it. Ultimately, it doesn't matter too much. It's just mostly aesthetics. All right. Make sure I switch my helmet off grind. Connect this up. Go. Okay. Good. How are we doing on battery? I think we're about out here. Yeah, 2%. I'm gonna put down one more weld bead and then we'll wind up the stream here because I want to say goodbye. I want to just leave you all abruptly when I run out of battery. Well, that's a terrible weld to end on. We'll let that cool down. I'm blowing a hole in the side of the tube. Which happens, particularly when you're at edges like this. But I think we'll end it there. Thanks for tuning in. It's great to be streaming again. Whew. And it's great to be hanging out with you all. Yeah, we'll do this again soon. I don't think I'll stream again today. I want to put a lot more work into this project, and believe it or not, streaming is a little distracting, but it's super fun hanging out. So, yeah, I really miss these streams too, Krillin. So don't worry, we'll do them again soon. I don't know when yet. I'm not going to set a schedule right now. But yeah, good seeing you all. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everybody who subscribed and all that good jazz. So yeah, have a good rest of your day and stay safe wherever you are. I'll talk to you all soon.